right? Because I see that clearly, and no one of you have done it with this thing. Okay, write to a function, take the user input, file path will be user input, mode will be user input, content will be user input, right? Everybody has done almost the same way. So you're taking, so write also, you're just writing the same text. I told like everything has to be taken as a user input. Right, so everybody has done the same approach. Like, why didn't you guys try that? I mean, right also you have not taken the user input. What is the problem? Okay, so what are the other two functions that were given as assignment?
R plus W plus.
Right, tell me what does they do?
Yeah, R plus
R plus
will
is for reading and writing.
Okay, WPS?
for write
W
and read,
plus
sir.
is write and read.
Oh, okay, then there must be some difference, no?
In R plus, if file not present, it will find an error, sir. After that, it will read the write the function, write the file in it.
Okay, still,
Read the file.
okay. Which one erases content? Which one doesn't erase the content?
Write will erase the content, sir. Like it will read the data.
Mm-hmm.
It will
W
erase the
plus
content.
erases the data, and if the file is not there, it will recreate the file.
Yes, sir.
Whereas R plus, right, doesn't delete the content and it will,
Read it it will continue the data content.
right, so right, okay. W plus will delete the existing content and also creates a file if the file doesn't exist. Okay, R plus doesn't delete the content and uh, it will also not create the file. If the file doesn't exist, it will throw the file not found error. So today we'll go through a new concept called modules and packages. Modules and packages. Okay, what is a module? Right, so far we have seen, right? Everything is a module. So any Python file. What is a Python file? A file with a .py as an extension. .py as an extension. Is a Python file, yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
right? So all this, right? Say file handling 1.py, 2.py, 3.py, 4.py, all these are basically a module. The control structures, dictionaries.py. So any Python file, any file with .py extension is a module in Python. Is called module in Python. Okay. Any Python file with the any Python file is basically called as a module. Right? What can a module contain?
Statement.
What can a module contain? Okay, a module can contain variables, functions, classes, and so on. Okay. Now, what is a package? Right, so there is a difference here. So if you see here, right, so there is something called file handling I created yesterday, a separate folder, right? Any folder with Python files can be called as a package, provided it has a underscore underscore in it. Okay, a package is a folder with Python modules. A package is a folder with Python modules with or which consists of Python modules, right? And a package has underscore underscore init underscore underscore dot py file in it. Must have. Only if a package has this file name. I mean, you don't have to write anything in this file. It can be just a empty file. It can just be a empty file with this name. Okay. Now, only then it becomes a package. Only then it becomes a package. What can a package contain? A package can contain modules. Right. So what is the difference between a directory or a folder and package? And package. So there are two things, right? So there are a directory, normal directory. So I'll show things to you here. I'm going to create new directory. Okay. And I'm going to create new package. Right. You see that there is something called directory, there is something called package. So directory, it has just created a folder. There is nothing in it. Yes. I can't even open it because there is nothing, not a single file in it. But whereas package, if I open package, right, what is there? A file with underscore underscore init underscore underscore dot py. That file exists. That file doesn't have anything. It is just a empty file. It is just a empty file. Now you see the difference between a package and a directory. What is the difference between directory and package? You're seeing it here, right? A directory and a package. What is the difference? right in front of your eyes.
In directory, it is showing empty, sir. It is nothing is there. In packages, under packages is creating a Python file.
Right? So it's under package, you have one special file. Even if you look at the icon, right? For package, there is the folder icon is different. For directory, the folder icon is different. You're noticing the small dot here on the folder icon,
Yes, sir.
right? For package, the icon is also different. For directory, the icon is different. See, it says if I hover on it, it says one as a folder, other one as a package. Now, a directory is a folder, right? Without underscore underscore init.py. Okay. And a package must have a package is a folder which consists of underscore underscore init.py. So this is the main statement. Right now you see this folder icon is different, right? For package and directory. Yeah. Now all, if I have to make this directory as a package, what should I do? If I want to make this directory as a package, what should I do? If we just add underscore underscore init.py, any directory can become a package, right? Creating a new file underscore underscore init.py into the directory folder. Right. Now what happened? What happened to the icon there?
Yeah, it is
Is it
changed
still
in
a directory or
package.
it is a package now?
Package.
These
Right. So
packages.
that is the difference. That is the difference. Right. A package will contain underscore underscore init underscore underscore dot py file, whereas the directory doesn't. Whereas the directory doesn't. Right. So this is the difference. What we know what is a module, and a module is any Python file .py extension is called a module. And a package is any folder which contains underscore underscore init underscore underscore .py file. And a package can contain one or more modules, and a module can contain variables, functions, classes, and so on. Right. Now, why are we learning this? Why are we learning this? This is very simple, right? This is very simple. Now, you would have written certain variables or certain functions in one file, certain functions in one file. So what I'll do, I'll simply going to create one package. Okay. Let me create one Python file here. Okay. I'm just creating some simple functions. Okay. So here I'm going to create another file called test. Okay. Right. So already calculator.py has certain functions, which is, let it may be add. Okay. Simple three functions. Right. Now I can call and use this add, division, and subtraction functions within this file. Okay. Within this file. Not a problem, right? right? Within this file, I can call these functions, execute, and it will work. Yes or no? Right. So, which means I can just call it like this. And execute this, this will just work. Fine. But I did not use print statement. I use the print statement rather than return. I'll do that. Okay, let me re-execute. You'll get the output. Right. So basically what we did try, so there are certain functions which we just called within the same module, and it just worked. And it just worked. Fair enough. So this is what we have done so far. We have created a functions and then we call those functions. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now I want to use these functions which are there in calculator.py, right? In test.py. How can I use a functions that are written in another module? How can we use functions that are written in another module in this module? Right? So there are two ways. Okay, first thing is we have to import, right? There is only sorry, there is one way to do that is importing that module into this module. We can import calculator.py into test.py module. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I want to just remember this clearly, understand this. I want to I want to use the functions that are there in calculator.py into test.py. I don't want to rewrite. What is my primary problem? I don't want to write those four functions again. Right? If today, if I want to write again those functions, I want to write it in test. Tomorrow there will be n number of files that I want to use those functions, but rather if I don't have an option, I have to rewrite them. But Python or any other language does come up with this feature of importing the modules. Okay. So in order to import, now they both are in the same package. So I can just say import calculator, import calculator, meaning in test.py, I was able to import calculator. Now, if I have to use calculator, x is equal to calculator.add. After importing with this is the module name that I imported. With the module name, so this module has certain functions within it. So if I have to use those function, I can use it with the module name. Module name dot the function name. Calculator dot division. Right? Let me just execute this function. So you have this output 50 and 2.5. So are you getting this output?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right. But what is happening here? 30 and 10 is also getting printed. Where is the, did we print 30 and 10 here anywhere in this module? Test.py? That
No,
50
sir.
and
No,
2.5
sir.
is something that is there in this module. That is there in this module. Okay. But whereas the output which is 30 and 10 is not there in the module. It is there in which module?
Calculator that
Calculator
modules.
module.
Calculator.py. This
Yes.
is where the output is coming for these 30 and 10. Okay. But I did not execute calculator.py for to see this output. I executed test.py. We executed test.py, and in the test.py all we have is calculator add division, and then only we are printing that. But here I see that though we are printing only that, I see that 30 and 10 are also coming, the output from the calculator.py, right? So one thing what we have to understand here is when I'm executing test.py, it executes the complete file. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, when I'm executing this file test.py, what is the first statement? I'm importing calculator, meaning I'm I am loading the calculator module. I'm loading the calculator module into test.py. We are loading the calculator module into test.py. Did we understand that?
Yes, sir.
We are bringing the calculator into test.py, which means, which means you can just assume the entire calculator.py code is also present in test.py as well.
Yes, sir.
Right, this entire calculator.py code we are bringing into the scope of a test.py. Does it make sense? Is it clear?
Clear,
Right,
sir.
the moment when I say import calculator, I am bringing the complete code of the calculator into the test.py. So which means, right, it also executes calculator.py. It also executes calculator.py because I have imported it. Because I have imported it. It does execute this as well. So when it is trying to execute, it created add function, it created division function, it created subtraction function, and then it executed add and subtraction. So that is why you see the output. That is why you see the output of the calculator first. So first is loaded, the calculator is loaded. Yeah, the calculator module. The moment it loaded and also it got executed, that is why we see 30 and 10 as the output first. And later we created the x and y values using the add and division functions from the calculator module, and we are printing x and y. So later is our 50 and 2.5 output. Are we clear?
Clear, sir.
Clear, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, whenever we import, whenever we want to use certain piece of function, certain functions from another module, you can always reuse them. We can always reuse them. But how do we reuse them? Through import. Through import. We have to import. Okay. Now, there are two ways of importing. Now, what did I do? I imported the entire calculator. I imported the entire calculator module, and with the calculator module help calculator.add calculator.div. That is what I did. Right. Now, another way of importing is that I can import only one or two specific functions also. I can import one or two specific functions also. What am I going to say? Right. This reads just like a plain English. Okay. From calculator, import add. From calculator, import add. I'm saying I don't want the entire calculator module. I'm just going to comment this out. I don't want the entire calculator module, but what I want is only the add function, only the add function, right? And I also want division function from calculator, import division. So from calculator module, import add, comma division, which means I want these two functions. I want these two functions. Now I have imported them directly. I can call those functions, which means it's like, those functions are within within the module test. It's like those modules are within the module test. Okay, let's execute this. Right, you still see, right, you still get the output 50 and 2.5. But still, since you are importing the calculator module, it still executes the calculator module. Okay, that is the reason you're seeing the first output 30 and 10. But what you have to notice here is import calculator, meaning I got the complete module reference itself. Right, and if I want to use any function in that module, I'll say calculator dot, and then I get that function and I use it. Or we can import specific functions. We can import specific functions, right? Add, division, and use them directly here. Now, my problem is that, or our problem is that, I am executing test.py. And it only has two print statements. But when it comes to the output, it is printing 4. Where is the other two coming from? Because it is also, whenever we import the certain module, it executes that module as well. It executes that module as well. So when we execute the imported module, the Python internally executes the imported module. When we execute the imported module, whatever is the function calls that are there in that particular module are also executed. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, my problem, that is our problem, right? Now, how can we avoid executing of the imported modules? How can we avoid execution of the imported modules? I don't want to execute the modules that are imported. If I run test.py, it should only run test.py. I should not see any output from the calculator.py. Right? You see, you understood the problem. When we run test.py, it should only execute test.py and give that specific output. I don't want the output from the calculator.py. Now that is our problem statement. How can I avoid that? Right? See, one thing. So whenever, if I import, for sure this will load. This will execute calculator.py. When the calculator.py is executing, right? There are certain functions. Let the function creation be there, but not the function calls, right? Or any of the execution. So what I'll do here is I want to avoid execution of these two statements. I want to avoid execution of these two statements. Yes. So
Yes,
if I
sir.
have to avoid, I have to write one condition here. I have to write one condition here. Okay, before writing the condition, what I'll do is I'll just say print underscore underscore name underscore here. Okay, this is a built-in variable. This underscore name is a built-in variable. Okay, so what is the purpose of it? Right, it basically gives the module name. It gives the module name. Okay, in this case it will just say calculator. This gives a module name, right? And I'll also write one module name here. Print this is a built-in function. Okay, it is a built-in variable which gives out the module name, module name. Now if I execute, let me just execute calculator.py first. Let me just execute calculator.py first. Okay. Right. It says main here because I'm executing this file and it says main underscore main. Okay. If I'm executing calculator.py and name is there, right? This variable underscore name is present in that, then it will just say main, because this is the main file that is being executed. This is the main file which is being executed. Okay. Now let me run test.py. Let me run test.py. Right? The main, the name underscore name that was there in the calculator.py is no more says it as main. It says the module name. It says the module name. And whereas the underscore name that is there in the test.py does say it is main. Meaning this is the main file that is being executed. This is the main file that has been executed. That is why you get that underscore main on the file that we are executing, and any other imported file will have their respective module name. The respective module name. Clear?
Clear, sir.
If I run a calculator.py, what will be the value for underscore name? If I run this file directly,
Main.
right, it will just say main. This because this is the main file that is being executed. Okay. And if I run the test.py, right, let me just comment this out. Okay, except for name, I've just commented out everything. Now I'm going to run the test.py file. Right, it says it is main because I have commented out the imported code also. See, whichever file we run, right, that underscore name value would be underscore main, because that is the main file that has been executed. Are we clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yes,
And
sir.
if I
Clear, sir.
import
Yes,
a
sir.
specific module, if I import a specific module, right, that module is not, now when we execute test.py, as I said, it will also execute calculator.py because I have imported it. Yes or no? If I am executing test.py, will the calculator.py also gets executed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Because I have imported, and it also any module that is imported will also get executed. Right? We are all on same page. We all have the same understanding.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? So we know that if I'm executing this file, it also executes the imported file. It also executes the imported file. Now in this both the test.py and calculator.py, which is the main file that is being executed? Test.py. You executed test.py, not calculator.py. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? But calculator.py is imported in the test.py. So, however, we are only executing test.py, not calculator.py. Right? So, that is why any file that has been directly executed, there the underscore name value would be underscore main. Okay. And now any other imported function will not the underscore main value in within their within the respective modules will return the module name itself. Will return the module name itself. You see the difference here?
Yes, sir.
Right, in the
Yes, sir.
calculator.py we also printed name. In the test.py also we printed name. But whichever is the one being executed, the underscore name value would be underscore main. And whichever is the value that is imported, their underscore name value would be the module name itself. Name value will be the module name itself. Am I clear?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Yes, sir.
Clear, sir.
Right? Now, with a simple condition, with a very simple condition, I can avoid this execution. I can avoid this execution. I want to execute this only if I run this file directly. I want to execute this only if I run this file directly. Otherwise, I don't want to execute this file, this piece of code at all. Right? Now, what will be the, what you understood the thing, right? I want to execute these statements, which is the print, add, and subtraction statements here, right? Only if I run this file directly. I don't want the same to be executed when this file is imported elsewhere. How can how can we avoid that? What will be the value for underscore underscore name if I execute this file directly?
Main,
Main.
sir.
Main. And if it is being imported in some other file, what will be the value for underscore underscore name?
Module name calculator, sir.
Right, it will give the module name. Now, which means, can I just add the statement? If underscore underscore name equals to underscore underscore main. This is the string that we get, okay, as part of the name. Only then execute this. Only then execute this. Right? Otherwise, do not execute. Otherwise, do not execute. So if I run this calculator.py file, I see this 30 and 10 because this underscore underscore name equals to underscore underscore main. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? We are able to execute this. Now this condition becomes true if I make directly executing calculator.py. Right. But what happens is if I run test.py where I have imported calculator.py here, right? What happens? What will be the output now? Let me just uncomment this. Now what happens here if I execute this file now? Is it executing or is it giving the output from the calculator.py?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
It is just giving a print statement that is there in the test.py. Why not it is giving from the calculator.py? Why is it not giving any output from the calculator.py?
Here we are executing the test.py, sir. It is a main file. In
Hmm.
calculator, we have written a statement like if it is a main file only, it will can execute. Otherwise, it will not execute.
Right. When I am executing the test.py, when it is trying to execute here, underscore underscore name value would be the module name, which is calculator. Now, when it says calculator equal to main, it is a false. So hence this will not be executed. Okay. See, when you are import, you don't want to execute certain things, then you have to go with this approach. When you have to go with this approach. Okay. So there are two important interview questions here. Now, first one, what is the difference between a folder and a package? That is one interview question, right? Second interview question, what is the purpose of underscore underscore name in Python? Right? Can you say what we have done here?
Yes, sir. Okay.
There are two questions, two important interview questions that might come up from this topic is what is the difference between a folder and a package? What is the difference between what is the significance or what is the purpose of underscore underscore name? While importing now we saw that I can import from another module. Yes, are we clear? We can import from another module. Yeah. So I'm just I'll do one thing. I will just copy this function, this piece of and I'll put it into the calculator.py. And I execute that like this. Right, then we call this calculator function. Perfect. And I'm going to remove this from here. Okay. Now this calculator is there in the calc. It is there in the calc package. It is there in what? Calc package. Okay. Now this is my calc functions. This is my calc functions. Okay, wait a second. I'm going to remove everything from here. Okay. Now here I want to use the functions from the package. So sorry, functions from the calculator.py. Add, subtract, or anything. Right. So how can I use the how can I call this function from the calculator.py, which is this calculator? I want to call this function, or I want to use this division, multiplication, addition, subtraction functions, right? From the calc functions.py file. So how can I do that? This calculator is in a package called calc, and within that there is a calculator, and this calc functions is outside that package. It is outside that package. Now how can I, instead of rewriting, I want to reuse. If I have to reuse, I have to import that module. I want to import that function. I want to import that module. So how can we do that? So when we want to import from another package, all you have to say is from, what is the package name that I want to import from? Calc. Okay. Import from that package, import calculator. From that package, import calculator. Now I'll just say calculator dot add 10 comma 20, and let us see. Let me execute this calc functions.py file. Are we getting this output?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Which means we were able to import a module from another package also. Now earlier what we did is we just imported one module, right? Now though both the modules were in the same folder, we imported. Same package we imported. But here the module is there in another package. The module is present in another package, and we are able to import that module. And what is the syntax that we used? We said from calc, meaning from package called calc, import calculator. Import calculator. Are we clear?
Clear,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? You can also import from another package also. Now let us say within this let me create another package. And within this I am going to write one file. Okay, it's some Python file. It has some I'll just create, or else let me just say. I don't know. So this is some built-in module I'm importing here. Okay. Okay. So this is some package, sub package which has certain sub function. Now I want to use this function from here. So from calc imported calculator. Now I want to import from sub package also. Where is sub package? It is in the calc folder,
Calc package.
calc package. And within that you have a sub pack. Within that you have a sub pack. So let me just rename this thing properly. We'll use underscore. Hyphen is not supported. So we'll just use underscore. All the folder names should be underscored, okay? Subpack. I just want to use that function. Then I'll say dot sub by mod import cos. So which means if you see here, the way that I have given path is that from calc package dot within that you have a sub package, right? You gave that name dot within that you have one module name, and with from that module I'm importing cos function. From that module importing cos function. I don't know, can we take cos of 10? I don't know, let us try. Right? This is the cos of 10 value. But however, so did we learn how to import from another module? That is the first example we saw. Then we saw importing from a module from another package, right? This. Now, third of example is importing a module from a nested package. So a package within a package. How do I import? Right? So we said from a package, a sub package, from the sub module, import that specific functions. That specific function. You can also import a specific function. Or if you want to import the entire module, what will be the syntax? From calc dot sub package import. You can import the module also, right? If you import the module, what you have to say? Subpy dot cal dot cos. Dot cos of 10. Right? I can either you can import through this or you can import through this. Okay. So you can always import modules and packages. So modules which are there in another packages also. So that why should we import? What is the purpose of importing? Right? Code reusability. You don't have to rewrite it. So there is a piece of code somewhere in another module, and if I have to use that, all I have to do it import and use it. So we don't want to rewrite, right? Write once and use that code how many ever times that you want to. Right? That is the purpose of importing, right? Which is code reusability, code reusability. So it can be in other package you can import. It can be in the same package, but in a different module you can import. But anywhere within one particular project, when we say one project, generally, so now here, what is our project name here? This is the class, right? Python evening class. That is my project name, right? Within this project name, I can import any module from anywhere. Any module from anywhere within this package. Right, within this project I can have any number of packages, and from any package, any module, I can import another packages module, another module, and so on. Right? So the main idea behind the importing is to code reusability, is to reuse the code. Okay, that is the
Yes, sir.
main purpose. And while importing, there are two important interview questions. One is in this particular modules and packages. What is the difference between a package and a folder? And what is the significance or what is the purpose of underscore name? Right, so you have to practice whatever we have done today in this class. Just go practice it, and you can just enhance it. Like, you just create another sub package within that. And how do I import that?
Okay, sir.
Now I'll tell you one problem. Okay. Now let me just have two modules. Okay. I'll just create another package. I'm just creating new Python file. Something I'm just calling it as A. I'm not calling, and another Python file. A, I will say import B. Okay. In B, I will say import A. Right? In B, I'm saying import A. In A, I'm saying import B. Now let me just try to execute file B. Okay, let me just have certain output here. Oh, sorry. Hold on a minute. So what we are doing here is I'm either executing A or executing B. So what B does is importing A and calling the test function from A. Yeah. And A module is importing B and calling the test function from B. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now what is happening here? So there are two modules, A and B. A has a test function, B also has a test function. Okay. Now if I'm executing b.py, what does it say? Import A and call a.test function. Yes, simple, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
B is just simply importing A and calling a test function in the A. Yes, simple, straightforward, not a problem. Now so whenever we try to now importing, right? Whenever we import A, it also executes A as well. Yes or no? When it is trying to execute A, what is A doing? A is importing B, which means it has to load B also. and it is calling b.test. Right? What is happening here? So what is that issue here? What is the issue here? What is that reason for that error? What do you think that reason for that error? I explained now. Now you have to identify and tell me. Imagine this condition, okay? Imagine this condition. There are two people who are sitting next to each other. Okay. Now I will tell, if he calls your name, you call his name. Okay. If he calls the same dialogue, I'll tell to other person also. If you call your name, if he calls your name, call his name. Okay. There are two people who are sitting next to each other. I'm going to just to say one thing, right? Or like, there are two people on a phone. What will we do? If we say hello, the other person also says hello,
Yes, sir.
right? And now everybody, if somebody says hello, and if I just say hello and not talk anything, we don't talk anything. If the other person says hello, this person also will say hello, right? He heard hello, and the other person is also saying hello. So when will this end? When will this end? It will keep on going. He said hello, so the other person says hello. Other person says hello, this guy says hello. And it keeps on going. I mean, there is no stop for it, right? And here also, what is the problem that we are doing? When I say import A is importing B is importing A. When Python we execute a.py, a.py in turn loads B, and B is trying to load A.
Yes.
Again, A is trying to load B. B is trying to load again A. So you see that, right? Both the functions are trying to, both these modules are trying to load one another. So when is it going to stop? So in such conditions, that is where in such conditions it will throw an error. It is called circular import error. Circular import error. Did we understand the problem?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
There
sir.
are two modules, A and B. A wants to import B, B wants to import A. Okay. When we execute A, it tries to import B. And in the B module, it is trying to import A, and it tries to import that module. And in the A module, it tries to import B. And it is keep on going, like, I import you, you import me, sort of scenario. And because of that, it throws error. That is called circular import error. So you should always be very, very careful. Do not cause a circular import. Do not cause a circular import. Are we clear?
Clear, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Circular import should be avoided. Okay. All right. So this is all about modules and packages and imports.